Well, Micky, I think from everybody's reaction at the end then, that was a very important victory.
Well, it was a hard-fought game, and it was a game that to back up a good result at the weekend, a good battling performance at the weekend, you've always got to try and win the next one. So it was a home game. We knew it was going to be tough against a really well organised Bradford team who we knew were going to make it very difficult for us. So to come from a goal down and play the way that we did, I think it's all credit to the players again. And I always say it is credit to the players that we give them the framework, and like I say, and they have to go and execute that. And today they went and executed it. So it's all credit to them. So well done.
I thought you'd started the game pretty well, and then a little bit disappointed with the way you gave the way.
Yeah, I thought that, I'm trying to be honest, I thought the goal that they scored was massively against the run of play. I think they always had a wee bit of a threat on turnovers. I think they were going to try and hit us on turnovers from a sort of deep to medium block. They were going to try and turn us over and run into the gaps that they thought that we were going to attack in. So you've either got to be really good with the ball to nullify that, or you just stay at home and wait till we get a good position and then leave. But the players kept going, and we just kept saying to them, look, just stick to what we're doing, don't come off what we're doing. We moved things around a wee bit to cause them some problems and give them some things to think about, and I think that the boys carried that out well as well. Scored a couple of good goals, so it's a good night for the club.
You almost had an equaliser before the break. I mean, Nicky Maynard very close to one, and a strong penalty appeal as well.
Yeah, I'd need to see it again, but the fourth official said to me that he's sort of kicked it onto his hand. So that kind of confused me. Does that mean that if you can kick it onto your hand, you can stop goals going in? Is that the way that it works? I don't know. But that's what he said. I haven't seen it back. But the fourth official said to me that the referee believed he kicked it onto his arm when his arms were up in the air. So is that an unnatural position? Yeah, absolutely. If it struck his arm, and everybody thought it did. So, but listen, we kept going, and like I say, we didn't. The main thing is we didn't get frustrated. We kept trying to be good at the things that we thought that we needed to be good at in order to get a result. And the players, again, and I really mean that, they went and executed the plan really well and got a deserved victory.
We know what Kieran's got in his locker. That was one of those tonight, wasn't it? A terrific strike.
Yeah, and brilliant to see it going in at the cop end. So fabulous. No, it was a great finish, and he's always capable of that. So is Hawks. You always think when they're travelling across the pitch like that they're a huge threat, and we've encouraged them to shoot more. We've said to them, look, let's not go looking for two opportunities to shoot at goal by turning the first opportunity down, because you've got the quality to go and do that. And we were delighted to see it going in, and that carried on momentum forward.
Second half at Bristol Rovers, we saw Nicky Maynard and Paul Glatzel alongside each other, and Paul Glatzel took his form forward, and of course Johnny on the spot when he needed to be, and got the winner for you.
Well, yeah, and all credit to Paul, because people speak about development all the time, and I don't think people get it. I think people think they get it. Now, it's taken time for Paul to keep battling and showing the qualities that was needed, resilience, and he's never came here and moaned about the way that we play, and it's not the way that he's used to or anything like that. He's tried to find a way of playing with the qualities he has to make an impact, and that's development, and the mentality that he's shown in order to do that. He's never got his head down. He's just thought, right, this is the way that football gets played in this division. I'm going to, with my qualities, make sure that I'm good at it. And he is, and he's now moving forward now really well. He's bridged that. It is a massive gap from under 23's football to this. Now, I will speak, I'm as experienced as anybody in football at these levels. I'm telling you, it's a massive uplift, and he's bridging that gap really well now. And now the challenge for Paul is to find that consistency and keep growing. He's got to keep getting better at the things that he's able to do within his skill set, and he's attacking it really well, and he's a very clever boy. He gets what he needs to do, and we're pleased that he's moving forward really well.
On the other end of the scale, Nicky Maynard's experience, got a half at Bristol Rovers, and you've started with him tonight, and he's repaid you as well.
Yeah, I think we look better in pairs up front. I think we looked at it and we've started it up, and we've really stripped everything back to where we're very, very honest with ourselves, because at the end of the day, football's about scoring goals and keeping clean sheets, and everything else in between that is to try and do both of them well. So we've had a look at that, and we believe we give ourselves a better chance in working in pairs up there. We don't think we've really got a striker really that can play up there in his own, and we don't maybe have the midfield players that can chip in with enough goals in order to keep us scoring goals. So we just look a wee bit better that way. If we have to change it, we will be honest enough to go and change that again. But for the minute, we're scoring goals, so we'll keep hopefully moving forward with that.
I know Elliot Neddick came off at half time of the weekend and not involved today. It just needs a little bit of break. I mean, or is it just the way things are for him?
Well, it's been a wee bit like a fire hose in the face to Elliot, isn't it? It's been tough. He's done unbelievably well to come to this level from where he's came from. I mean, we spoke about Powell. Let's 1 minute take a wee step back and see where Elliot's came from, with all due respect to where he came from. And he's done what he's done. So it's a wee bit of step back and a wee bit of a breather now. And he, like Powell, will have to have a look and say, well, what am I capable of doing? What can I be good at? How can I get better at that? And how can I do that at this level for this team? So we'll work hard on that with him, and we have done anyway. And we'll keep moving forward as we do with other players. That's development here. We say that to them all the time. We work really hard in development, and we want to improve and keep moving forward.
There's something about under the lights though as well, isn't there? I just said to somebody before, I don't saw you get a second half like that when the atmosphere is so good on a Saturday afternoon compared to under the lights. Yeah,
there's something unique about playing under floodlights, and I've always loved that. Even as a player, it's something unique, and there's a bit of slick on the grass and all that kind of thing, and the crowd's right up for it, and they've had a hard days at work, and they're out here to see their team fight and be entertained. And the players enjoy it as well, because there's something unique about playing at this at night. But listen, it is what it is. We go at 3 o'clock Saturday. I'm not going to say, there's a favour darken it up and put the lights on and kid on at 7:45. You've got to just go home, mate, and do what you've got to do. And the players did that. And I keep saying it, it's the players. I stand here sometimes and I go, well, we had the platform and the way of playing. We designed it, and we weren't good enough at doing this and that. But tonight they were. And they did it really well, and that's why they ought to credit absolutely is with them.
And as you say, on to the next game, isn't it? And they've set a standard now, and that's what you're looking for on Saturday.
I think they've been. Listen, I'm not going to say that we've played any better tonight than what we have done before. We've played well in huge spells, but what we have done is we've put the ball in net, and we've fought really hard to stop it from going ours. That's basically what football's all about. And everything in between that, one of your headers and your knockdowns and going and playing. That's up to the players to go and carry that out. But as long as we give them what we want them to do when they get the ball, what we want them to try and achieve, every one of them as individuals and as a group, and then when we haven't got the ball, they know that as well, and that's all we can do. But like I say, and I mean it's all credit to them, because they go out and play. We don't play. We just ask them to be good at these certain things, because that will enable us to give ourselves a chance of winning games. So 100% credit to them.
And just one final one for me. Callum McDonald came off. Was that just a change of shape, or
change of shape? Right. Change of shape. We wanted. We were very brave. We've gone with 2 wingers at wing back. We wanted to try and get right at them. We 3 centre backs. We know Cogley's quality. We know that he can link up with McManaman. So he could have left that 3 centre backs and gone at McManaman and gone and overloaded and done this side if he wanted. We wanted to try and keep the 2 up front. And the 3 midfield players remained the same. So it was that we'd thought about that. In the first half, we spoke about, we wanted to try and we felt that we weren't getting enough width, so we went a wee bit lopsided. We one wide man to get at their wing back, and that was working fine as well. But we just thought that we'd go a wee step further, and were attacking intent, if you like. And that was the next step, and we went for it, and then brought it back in again with some other subs, because we were getting towards the end, and we wanted to just shut the door and get over the line.
Well done, Micky.
All right.
You've given plenty of praise to Josh Cogley earlier in the season. Probably spoken less about him in recent weeks, but he was instrumental in Glassall's goal, and also proved he can do the dirty work at the other end of the pitch when you change shape as well.
He's always been able to do that, and he always will. He's a great all-round player. He can dig. He's got massive heart, and he can play. He's got the full package. He's got everything. We've seen that very early in pre-season. This boy's got some heart, and this boy will keep digging in. And it's in times like that when you find out about your players when they dig in pre-season, when the running's tough and and it's easy to switch off. That you find out a lot about your players, and right away we looked at him and we went, wow, this kid's going to be some player for us, because he's got some kahunas, if you like, and he will keep going and he will dig in and he will find a way of coming out on top in his little individual battle.
You've made some changes over the last couple of games. Callum McMahon was one of the players who didn't start today, but when he came on, he looked like he had the bit between his teeth and was really trying to make a positive impact.
Well, I've got 20 odd players here. They're all here to play first team football, and I've got to make decisions at times that some will come off, some won't, and that's what my responsibility is. I've got to try and make sure that I keep a clear head on decisions, and when I do them, I'm 100% on them. And I'll take full responsibility if they don't come off. So when any player goes on the pitch, it is on me what they have got to go and do. But tonight he's gone on and he's been brilliant when he's come on, and he's helped us to get us over the line and helped us to get a massive result.
You spoke quite passionately last week about the need for not just executing the game plan, but desiring games to actually make that happen. And I'm sure tonight you were envisaging yourself making a few dart and runs across that 18-yard box. But have you seen in the last?
Can't remember that. That's a long time ago.
Have you seen in the last couple of games the required uplift that you've been looking for?
I don't just think it's about now. I think football will always be about desire, and the desire to want to go and be first. That's what football will always be about. Whether you've got the ball or you haven't got the ball, it's about being first. So if the ball goes into the 18-yard box, it's about your desire to be first. And I think we lacked that a wee bit at times this season. Whether that be that we'd forgotten, because sometimes players do, that's my job to try and remind them. But when that ball goes in that box, be first. That's what football's all about. You pass it, you get it in area, you put it into goal scoring places, and then be first and go and execute the phase of play without being too complicated. And then the other side is about the same. Be first. And Clark, brilliant. Like Percival, unbelievable as well. Clark, unbelievable. So they were first all night, and that's what you've got to do. And the more players that you get that win the individual battles and win the little battles all over the pitch, the more opportunity you get of trying to win a game of football.